Welcome to week 9 of English 10. Here is our plan for the week, or what we're doing this week. We're going to have a first chapter Friday, which is on a Monday, of course, about a book called A Study in Charlotte. I kind of thought it would be cool to do like a murder mystery book on Halloween. Then we are going to do a in-person social media activity. Part of this you'll be able to do on your own, like via the slides if you're absent that day. Part of it is going to be an in-class activity. You will be turning these slides in at the end of the week. And then make sure to bring your independent reading book because we'll have some time to do some reading. So the book that we have this week is called A Study in Charlotte. This is going to be a book trailer that I'm going to show you in class, and this book is a series, and it's kind of inspired, not based on anything really, but inspired by Sherlock Holmes and Watson, those stories about the detective and murder mystery, and it's about two teenagers that go to a boarding school, and one of the kids at the school gets murdered and they have to figure out who it is, and they are being blamed for that murder. So it's a really interesting book if you like murder mystery books. So the thing we're going to do with social media, the social media activity in class, you are going to get into groups of 3 and you're going to have this handout and you're going to create a list of pros and cons about social media, kind of doing some brainstorming that will lead us into a conversation that will bring us to this video. We're going to take a look at this video and then you're going to answer these questions. How are ads on social media more specific and tailored to consumers than ads from before social media existed? And John Green mentioned something called a filter bubble in reference to social media. So I want you to describe in your own words what that actually means. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we are going to have some more reading time. We're going to do a book check-in, and then you are going to get to start and get some instructions for your persuasive essay. It's going to be the big final project for this unit. Also, I have put all together all of the notes that we've taken so far to give you a handout if you would like it. Please let me know and I will give it to you. It's to kind of just help you have a collective spot for all the notes for this unit. And then if you are in my second period class, we're going to have an additional first chapter Friday. Sixth period, you got to see this last week, but second period, it was a very busy day that I had you, so we did not get to do it. So we'll get to read about Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. And then for our book check-in, you're going to do this. This is inspired by something I saw on the Instagram account for Netflix. So these are characters from Netflix TV shows, and they are kind of summarizing who these characters are by frequently used emojis, like what would represent them and their stories. So you are going to do the same thing on your book. So you're going to go to Google, copy and paste a picture of the book cover, and then you decide which character. It could be the main character, it could be another character, and you're going to give me at least 10 emojis that would reflect to describe the character. You can use this website to do so. Okay, so for our persuasive essay project, this is what we're doing. The goal is that you get to choose your own topic and you are going to try to persuade somebody of the topic and your thesis in your writing and to craft an argument around it and use all the rhetorical elements that we have learned about. As you're thinking about your topic, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Can I write enough about this topic to meet the requirements in the rubric? Will it be easy for me to find enough sources about this topic? And is the topic actually debatable? Because if it's not, then you can't really argue anything or be persuasive. So our goal for this week is to do a lot of brainstorming, to do a lot of stepping stones that are going to get us to figure out what topic we want and what thesis we want to craft. So we're going to take it one step at a time. First, consider your daily search history, anything that's interesting to you. And I want you to just jot down a list right here of things that you are curious about. And then right here, you're going to make a list of your favorite things. Just give me a couple bullet points under each category telling me what are your favorites. The main reason for these first two steps is that I want you to write about something that's actually interesting to you, because I guarantee you will enjoy this project a lot more, or at least not hate it, if you get to write about what's interesting to you. And then after thinking about all that brainstorming, you're going to take a look at this topic bank list. By no means do you have to pick something from this list. This is just a list of topics that's been generated from the last few classes that I've had, the last 2 years of classes. So take a look at the list and then jot down any notes on anything that might be interesting to you. Once you have done all that, you need to narrow your choices down. You need to pick 2 topics that are going to be the most interesting for you to write about, the most interesting for you to persuade and argue on, and you're going to just write down the topic in these boxes. If you feel that the topic you've chosen needs a little background context, like maybe you're assuming I don't really know what your topic is, maybe give me a sentence or two to describe what the topic is, but other than that, you just need to write them down in these 2 boxes. And then you are going to write out your thesis statement. This is, if you recall from our writer's workshop notes, this is your main point and stance. This is what you are trying to argue overall in your paper. And I know it's not going to be perfect right away, but I just want you to get something down in the slides to just begin and start with. And then I need you to tell me your topic and your thesis statement right here, because that will help us greatly with trying to refine and understand what we're doing. So here is the timeline for your essay. I want you to choose a topic and create a thesis statement. And that's going to have you required to do a check-in with me. Then we're going to work on our rough draft one section at a time, looking at the intro, body, and conclusion. And then we're going to do some peer feedback on your rough draft. After you get your peer feedback, you're going to revise, turning that rough draft into revision number 1. You're going to turn it into me. I will give you lots of feedback and a grade. If you decide that you are happy with it, you're done. You don't have to do anything else, and that's the grade you get. If you decide that it's not exactly what you were thinking and you would like to get a different grade, you can take my feedback and revise it and turn that into revision number 2 to submit again. Here is the due date, rough timeline. Things could change, but this is where I'm at right now. Finding our sources and writing our intro, that will be next week. This week is all about just figuring out what we want to write about, kind of getting planning ready, and then writing the body of the essay will be during week 11, and then finishing that and writing the conclusion will be week 12. Week 13 will be peer feedback, and then we are going to turn in our revised rough draft on December 12th. And then to end this week on Thursday and Friday, it's going to be primarily in-class activities. So the only thing that there's only 2 slides that you'll need to complete in class that day. We'll do independent reading first, and then I want you to take 5 minutes and look up the definitions of these words. We are going to use them in an activity that I think will be pretty fun. And all I need you to do is write down the definitions so that you're familiar with what these things mean. So we are going to do a really fun activity in class where we are evaluating an argument from a very famous and well-loved movie, Captain America: Civil War. This is going to be an activity that we do in class, so I'm not really going to go over this too much in the video here, but essentially what you need to know is that we're going to look at a clip from this movie where the characters are having a conversation, but really a debate, and they're trying to persuade one another on what they think they need to do. And we're trying to answer the question, which side of that argument is more persuasive? Not which side do I personally agree with, or which hero is cooler or cuter. It's which one actually has the better reasoning and the better argument based off of how they're being persuasive. So these are just the steps that we're going to do in our activity in class in groups of 3 or 4, or 2 or 3. And then finally, you need to do some reflection. So you're going to answer these questions, but you have to be in class for that. So if you're gone that day, please let me know. Other than that, that is all that I have for you.